Hello, Dinks. Hello, Ken.
Oh God, here we go.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Claire.
Ken, how did the car work out? How did it go? Oh, shoot, thank you. Claire, thanks for the roses. Unibomb.com, I appreciate you. Wow, it flipped my hair, too. Why does it look like that? It looked better on the other side. Oh, my God. What is happening? It looked better when it was... You know what? You know what? Oh, my... Oh, no. How did you make it worse? Maybe it was a time to sit back and unwind versus make ourselves do things because we feel obligated. What a pattern. What a pattern of people feeling obligated to do things. You know, you guys have given me an idea. Excuse me while I write it down. Hold on. Hi, Sarah. How are you? I think we need to do a conversation about obligation. Big one. All right. Dun-dun-dun. Let's see. Hi, Monica. So, I want to tell you guys a couple things. One, I have 3 reading spots open today. If you are someone who would like to do a reading, they're $22 a spot. Whether you want to do energy stuff, see what your spirit guides have to say, whatever comes through, guidance stuff, I'm here for it. I have 3 spots. They're $22. Do not forget. Also, sorry, there's some kind of hair floating. I don't know what's happening. There is a Lionsgate event on Saturday night if you would like to sign up for it. It's a mix of a meditation, some energy work. My guides are going to be helping with some attunement and alignment stuff for people depending on what they're working through in this. It's $22 a person. You can sign up for that through the private booking link. A mini Untamed Ether came out yesterday. Also, do not forget that the Patreon tiers have upgraded. So one of the perks now of Soul Sanctuary is a private reading every month to work on specifically what you're working on, whether it's your gifts, whether it's your shadow work, whatever it may be. So friendly reminder, if you are somebody who is a part of Soul Sanctuary, please send me 3 dates and times that work for you for your private session so we can get it booked. And then also there's been upgrades to Healer's Hearth as well. So feel free to check them out if you've been debating the Patreon. And there's always Shadow Alchemy sessions, which have been super fun, and tutoring sessions. I know last week I was able to do a session with someone who had been struggling to connect to their spirit guides. And so the whole session, we just were able to make that connection for them and really help them on their journey to understanding that these are things they can do, you know? Hello, Jen Marie. Hello, Carl. What's up, everybody? Hello, hello. What's everybody up to on this Wednesday? We also had movie night on Monday. It was pretty fun, I must say. It was called We Have a Ghost, so that was cool. Jen Marie, I am beautiful. Thank you for asking. I was just a little overwhelmed because I turned on the news and that was stupid. So I very quickly shut that off, grounded myself, and now I'm hanging out with my peeps. Oh, Carl, thank you, thank you. Oh, Monica, I love that. I love that. And I'm also working on a super secret project that I'm really hoping I can get out for the end of the week. I'm really excited about it. So that's what we're up to. So I do want to say, if you are right, Carl, for real, if you are someone who wants an oracle card, hit me up, let me know. I'd be happy to do it. I have 3 reading spots today, whether you want to see what comes up, you want to do energy stuff, you want to do your spirit guides, whatever it is, I'm here for it. They're $22 a spot. And I feel like there was something else that I had to say, but I do not remember what it was. I don't. Anyway, all right. Let's see what we got. Also, the Lionsgate event, if you are someone who's debating on coming, it's going to really be a lot of focused energy work, integrating things, being able to move some of the stuff that's in your way. We're going to also be doing some breath work, and there will be some guided meditation as a part of it. And that is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on, what's it called? Saturday, which is the Lionsgate portal. Oh, yeah. Claire, thanks for the pearl. Also, some really weird shit happened on TikTok Live last night. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to get in trouble, but yo, that was definitely something. Can confirm. So we're bringing all the good vibes here today. We are grounded. We're grateful. We're all the things. Jen, feel free. It's in the private booking link under group classes for the Lionsgate event. All right, I'm going to my list of oracle cards because I have been yakking. I also did a conversation about accountability and communication on the Patreon the other day, if you want to check it out. We might get into a conversation about obligation today because that's been a really big pattern. Even in my private sessions doing shadow alchemy and stuff, we're working a lot on what people feel that they have to do. And really what it comes down to is following the cord of why are you feeling this way? And where is it coming from? And is it even yours to own? So if you are someone who's dealing with feelings of obligation, I have to do this, I have to do that, I want you to genuinely ask yourself, do I actually have to do this? Do I have to do it for me? Is it for me? And is it in my best interest? Is it for somebody else? I want you to get nosy. Like, please get nosy about these things. Thank you, Dink. Because you don't owe anybody anything. And I can't stress this enough, especially when it comes to like your business and your energy and whatever you may be doing. Not everyone deserves access to you. Not everybody does. And you shouldn't feel obligated or obliged to give that to people. And so if you are, I want you to ask yourself, why do you feel that other people deserve the best version of you, but you won't even give that to yourself because you don't feel you deserve it? Okay, love ya. All right, let's do oracles because I've been yakking. Let's see, what do we got for Jen Marie today? What do we got? Jen, that's the Yang energy card, which is obviously the masculine energy over giving of yourself. So if you are someone who is over giving of yourself out of obligation, please make sure that you're finding a way to find the balance with what works for you. Because if you are someone who's constantly overpouring out of your cup, you are going to get bitter and you are going to get resentful, because it's going to come to the point where, and I work with women especially all the time, I work with women who are constantly overpouring into their relationship, into their children, into this. And the reason that they overpour is because they think that one day it will just magically come back to them. And all it does is build resentment, especially if you are building, this person up who can't demonstrate it back to you. You're just going to hurt your own feelings. So Jen Marie, do you, boo? What's best for you? All right, let's see. Who do I got next? Monica. Let's see. What do we got? Monica, this is the love card. This usually talks about self-love and working through it. And what it feels like is there is some balance to come into that. So finding a way to not only express your love and show love for other people, but also being able to accept it for yourself and show it for yourself, because you are deserving, Monica. You are deserving. Claire, of course you can, my beautiful boo thing. You're so welcome, Jen Marie. I love your face. YouTheBomb.com. All right, Carl. What do we got for Carl? Carl, This is the yin energy, which is being in your feminine, being open to receiving. It also feels like being open to receive love, kindness, and support from other people. So if that's something you've been struggling with, you might want to ask yourself too, why do I feel that I'm not worthy or deserving of this? And why may I be struggling to receive it? So that's something to think about, Carl. Something to think about. All right, let's see. Claire. What do we got for the Claire today? Sorry, Jackie. Claire, this is the owning happiness card. So this is about coming into that space of knowing you deserve happiness, knowing you deserve joy, and being able to make time and give it for yourself, especially if it's something new to you being able to own. And I will say that sometimes what we think happiness is might not line up with the way we expect it to feel, but that doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. And also, happiness looks different for everybody. So don't compare and contrast your path to other people's. Boom. Claire, that was fab. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. Hi there, precious. If you want an oracle card, let me know. If you're new here, it's nice to see you. My name is Molly. I crawled out of the spiritual closet over a year and a half ago to start helping people bridge the gap between spiritual connection and genuine human connection. And that is helping you bridge the gap to yourself. So if you are someone who's constantly always worrying about other people, I got to help this person, I got to do this, I can't take time for myself, that is the first step to being able to connect into yourself, open your gifts, and start living the life that you want to while using your intuitive gifts at the same time. Everybody has them. Everyone can do mediumship. Everybody can do energy work. Everybody can talk to their spirit guides and their lost loved ones. It is not something that only I can do. It is not something only other people can do. It is something that is available to everybody. And the reason a lot of us don't feel that or believe it is because we're so stuck with all of these programmed beliefs that we're already working through. So I want to remind you of a couple things. Of course you can, Sophia. So new shadow work journal is out in the Patreon. The Patreon tiers have been updated. If you are someone who is in Soul Sanctuary, you get a private reading every month to continue what you're working on. Please make sure that you have signed up for that. And what I mean is sending me 3 different time and dates to book your private session. Also, the Lionsgate event is on Saturday night. It is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is a mix of a meditation, some breath work, and also my guides will be helping with some alignments and attunements energetically, depending on where people are and the things that they are working on. That is $22 hairs. The sign up is in the link in the bio under group. What is it? Group classes under the private booking link. Heller. Oh my goodness. And then also don't forget there's a ton of free stuff between Patreon and YouTube. If you're new to this, if you want to start doing guided meditations, energy work, and more, you will find tons of information, including the reruns of these. Sophie, are you still in here? Do. Precious, I'm coming to you right after this. So there's something it looks like that you're working on, Sophia, and it feels like the success is being doubted by you. I don't know if it's a relationship, if it's a business venture, if it's a new part of your life, but whatever is holding you back specifically around the doubt is what is getting in the way to the success. So congratulations. Don't doubt yourself. You got it, my friend. Your doubt is what is in the way of your success. When you move those limiting beliefs out of the way, you will see the success that you're looking for. So I hope that was helpful, and congratulations on your book. All right, precious, let's see. Is there anyone else who would like a card while they're in here? What do I got for the precious today? Precious, are you going through like something job-wise, like career and job-wise? Sophia, thanks for the hand heart. YouTheBomb.com. I appreciate you. You got it, Marie. I'm coming to you right after this. do 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 do. So this is the professional and the forgiveness card. So what's really interesting about it is it gives me the impression that you make decisions that best serve other people and you put yourself on the back burner a lot. So make sure that you're not holding yourself to this standard or holding something against yourself that is holding you back from being able to grow. Claire's coming to the event on Saturday. Sophia, thanks for the hand heart. So if there is something that you are like, I don't know the right word. There's a word in my head, but it's not coming out the way I want it to. It's like sometimes we do this thing where we self-sabotage ourselves, and it's because we feel that we are like, oh, I didn't do this right, so now I have to spend the rest of my life making up for it. Just make sure you're not doing that and holding yourself back from experiencing new things. 3:33, it's 13:33 here. Get it, precious. I'm sending you all the love in the world, my friend. All right, Marie, let's see what we got. What do we got? Oh, the balance card. I feel like there's a little more to this story. Have you been taking like, look at the synchronicities. Marie, have you been doing like walk down memory lane, like kind of reliving the past and like going through things in the past, looking at the past a lot lately? Leah. Okay, so make sure that you're not getting too like stuck in the sauce is the best way I can describe that. It's okay for us to take stock and look back, but make sure that we're not getting stuck there, that we're still able to live in the present. We're still able to experience life as things are happening without holding the past against ourselves or constantly bringing the past into the future. It's the same like with relationships. If we hold, stuff that's happened in the past against somebody else, it'll continue in this new relationship. So make sure that you're finding balance and not staying pulled into the past constantly. Leah, my friend, thanks for the heart. Do you want a card? I'd be happy to pull it for you. So don't forget the Lionsgate portal attunement is on Saturday night. It is $22 a person. You can sign up in the private booking link through the group class section. And it's in the Discord at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's a mix of, Claire, we're going to do some breath work, some meditation, and my guides are going to come through and help me do some energy work depending on where people are at for some alignment and attunements with things that they're working through. It's really tailored to what is within that person's realm at the moment. So if you have been kind of looking for like a little integration, boost up, step up with the work you've been doing, this is especially good for that. All right, let's see. What do we have for the Leah? Is there anyone else who wants a card for the day? I have 3 reading spots open for the day too. They're $22 a spot. Whether you want to do energy stuff, see what comes through, or what your guides have to say, I'm here for it. And then don't forget, if there's something you specifically want to learn, if you've been struggling to connect into your guides, you've been struggling to work with your gifts, not only do I offer one-on-one tutoring sessions, but I also do shadow alchemy sessions where we really go into your energy together and work through what are the blocks that are in your way, what are the patterns that are constantly repeating, and it gives you the foundation and tools to start working through those things. And it's kind of the way that I look at it is we go through like the rebuilding period together, and it gives you all the foundation to keep up with the maintenance, so to speak. What do we got for Leah today? Let's see. What do we got? Leah, that's the heightened feeling cards. Have you kind of been, like, I don't want to use the word explosive, but like quick and short fused even with yourself and others? I'm gonna pull This is the subtle realm card that just popped out. And a lot of the time, what this is when we are getting messages from our loved ones and our guides, and we are too stuck in our emotions to be able to receive them. So if that feels like you've been trying to connect, you've been trying to do these things and it's not working, just spend some time being present, grounding, doing all those things, and just listen to what comes through. A lot of the times, those heightened emotions will block us from being receptive of things. Da-da-da. Thanks for the Go Popular, Marie. I hope everyone is having a beautiful Wednesday wherever you may be out there in the ether. If you've never seen me before, it is really nice to meet you. My name is Molly. I crawled out of the spiritual closet like a year and a half ago to start helping people bridge the gap between spiritual connection and genuine human connection. And the gap is the gap to yourself. Everyone wants a relationship. They want a friend, a best friend. They want everybody but the relationship with themselves. And that is what I am here to help you promote, because I promise once you build that relationship with yourself, you will be able to build relationships in any realm that you would like to. Hi, Medic, how are you? Did my significant other ever cheat on me or bring other girls home when we were in that? Girl, I don't know. You should ask him, frankly. That just sounds messy. Medic, thanks for the heart me. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. If you would like an oracle card, please let me know. I would be more than happy to pull it for you. I have 3 reading spots today. If you're someone who's interested, they're $22 a spot. Whether you want to do energy work, spirit guides, whatever sounds clever, you're looking for guidance on something specific. The Lionsgate event is on Saturday night. It's live in the Discord. You'll find the sign up link and the private booking link under group classes. It is also 22 doll hairs. Jen Marie's coming to the Lionsgate event. So feel free, come hang out with us. It's going to be a mix of some breath work, some guided meditation, and my guides will be coming through to help with alignment and attunements for where people are at and the things that they are hoping and working on integrating. So that's what's up for Saturday. Don't forget that the Patreon tiers have updated. So if you are someone who is a part of Soul Sanctuary, you are due a half-hour private reading every month to help incorporate some of the things that you're working on and growing on. So please make sure that you book that with me. If you are a member of Soul Sanctuary, and if you are someone who's a member of Healer's Hearth, you are now due a reading in the live streams once a month too. Thanks for the repost, Medic. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. One of the big things we've really been looking at, even in like shadow alchemy sessions and stuff, has been a lot of self-doubt and obligation. People feeling like they have to do things. People feeling like they're not good enough or they're not deserving of doing something. And I see this a lot, especially when I'm talking to women who are in relationships, because 9 times out of 10, right, I have someone who's sitting on Zoom with me and they're finally starting to do the work for themselves. They're finally starting to take time for themselves. Not only do they feel guilty about doing that, but it's also perpetuated by other people because those people are used to having all of that time to them, right? So when I'm doing this work with people, one of the questions that I always ask people is, you would support your significant other, your children, into doing what's best for them. You would support them into chasing their dreams and doing what they love. Then why do you struggle to support yourself in that way? And the answer usually lies in, you feel like someone is more deserving of it than you are. And that just ain't true. So if you are someone who's in that space, know that you're not alone. And also know that one of the big patterns too that has come up this week is everyone's just waiting for the right moment. I'm waiting for things to line up. I'm waiting to be in the right environment, the right house, the right job, the right person, the right this, the right that. Once this happens, once all the stars align, then I can live my life. And I promise you that if you continue to use this mindset, you will be 80 years old before you know it going, wow, I'm so glad that I waited 80 years to do nothing. I'm telling you, if you continue to wait for the right moment, it will never be the right moment. It won't be. You will wait for the right person, the right this, the right feeling. Just do it. And I promise you, everything will catch up with itself. But don't wait around to chase your dreams. Don't wait around to build a connection with yourself, because when you look back on your life, you are going to look at all the time you wasted waiting for the next thing to happen. And I know that there are times in my life where I have done that more than once. Well, if I just have this, then I can grow. Well, if I just do this, then I can do this. And what I learned is if I just started doing the thing, even if it's the small intended action steps forward, the world will open its way up for me. And I will be able to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, and I didn't have to wait for the stars to align. So if you are in here and you're like, I don't want to spend the money to work on myself, you don't have to. I have free stuff. You can go look at YouTube or Patreon. So there goes that excuse. The next excuse I get a lot too is, I'm not worth it. And I would ask you, who told you that? Because I don't think that's your belief system. I would say it's someone else's belief system. The next thing I hear from people is, I'm too busy. I want you to actually track your day, okay? Track your day. Because I used to not work out because I would say I was too busy. Do you know it takes me an hour every day to work out, and there's 23 of them? So if you are someone who is making excuses to start working on your growth, I really want you to ask yourself, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid you're going to see? What are you afraid you're going to find out? And what if I told you that that fear is completely unfounded because you're holding on to the beliefs that everybody else has put onto you? What if you discovered that you're actually way more deserving than you thought? What if you discovered that you actually love yourself more than you ever thought possible? What if the more that you build that confidence in that confident foundation in yourself, that you will start attracting different people, not even just romantically, but you'll be getting the friendship that you didn't know that you were looking for or missing. You will get all of these things that will attract themselves to you that you've probably struggled with in the past. And the reason is because that version of you is what was attracting those things. And as we go through the healing work and we go through the growth, right? We watch how our life and our environment changes. And I'm not saying this is a pretty situation, because as we grow, we'll leave people behind. And you'll also leave people behind that you thought would be with you forever. But you have to come to the understanding of there is a point where you can only stunt your growth for somebody else for so much longer. So you can be sitting there waiting to fly, and the other person will refuse to get out of the nest. And you are going to have to make the decision of, am I going to do this for me, or am I going to try and just do what's best for them? And in turn, how are you giving your power away? It's like when I talk to people a lot, when I do energy readings, a very common thing is right around like the throat, our emotions, the way we express ourselves. And there are so many people who tell me that they just keep their mouth shut to like keep the peace. And I want to, whose peace are you keeping? The other person? Is that your job description? Are you the peacekeeper of everybody else? But inside here, there's no peace. So what peace are you keeping? And this is what I mean when I say ask questions. If you're reacting some way, if you're feeling some type of way, ask the question. Where is this coming from? Why am I holding on to this? What does this look like now? Where is this coming from? And I'm going to out myself, okay? So yesterday, I made the decision that I wanted to walk to the store. I think I needed creamer and we needed something for dinner. And I looked at Dinky and said, I need to change, because I had on like pajama pants or something. I said, I need to change to go to the store. I said, I want to put my skirt on, but I don't want to walk to the store in my skirt. And then that in turn elicited a whole conversation that happened between the two of us, because as that left my mouth, I looked at Dinky and went, shit. Because what do you mean that I am changing how I dress because I am operating on a fear? And so I should give you some context. I walk a lot and I walk down the road a lot. And I can't tell you how many times men pull over on the side of the road because they're getting the wrong impression. The same guy has done it 3 different times. So yesterday I said to myself, I cannot wear this skirt because it will give people the wrong impression, and then I will have to deal with the consequence. But frankly, that is a trauma response, and I should not have to alter the way I dress to feel safe walking down the street. I shouldn't have to do that. So did I wear the skirt out yesterday? Yes, I did. Did I also get caught in a torrential downpour? Also, yes. However, I was very grateful for that. And I will tell you that nothing bad happened because I wore that skirt. So this is what I mean by ask questions. Coco, give me 2 seconds. This is what I mean by asking questions. If you are reacting some way, if there's something you're holding yourself back from doing, or you're deciding not to do, please ask yourself where it's coming from. Please, because then you will be able to really start to build that relationship with you, and you will know yourself better than anybody else does. And with that, no one will be able to hold you against you. Make sense? Hi, Sultry. I hope I'm saying your name right. Rebecca, I will tell you that the second time, I don't remember. I think it was the second time that this man pulled up on me. I was on a Discord voice chat and I lost my shit. I screamed at him. And he still had the audacity to throw it a third time. So frankly, I don't think the reaction is what they care about. I think they're just hoping maybe if they do it enough, then you'll agree. I don't know, but whatever works. Coco, can I come over and visit? Let's see what you got going on over there. Where is my snowball? Don't forget the Lionsgate Portal event is on Saturday. It is $22 if you would like to sign up. You can sign up through the private booking link under group classes. Coco, are you getting filtered? Okay. All right, I'm coming over. Rebecca, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. All right, let's see. What do we got for Coco today? Ooh, Coco, are you dealing with feeling restless and impatient? Okay, I'm going to tell you that's like the very first thing I noticed. So when I came into your energy, it was immediately like, oh, because we hold restlessness and impatience in our bladder. The other thing too is your root chakra is really active, and a lot of the time we put this to fear, right? But our root chakra doesn't only hold fear. So it's a place for like fear, guilt, shame, and even craving is something that is considered quote unquote low frequency. So to me, this feels like when it leans more left, are you dealing with a fear and an uncertainty, particularly around something to do with the future? Okay, so what I want to tell you is make sure that you're not being restless and impatient with yourself. Give yourself grace, but also remember that grace is for mistakes, not patterns. The next thing I want to say is that this fear of the future is stemming to your confidence and your belief in yourself. So you can do hard things, and whatever this is, I feel the need to tell you, like, the past isn't going to just repeat itself. You are a different person with different tools and concepts to be able to help you go forward. So if you are someone who's feeling like that uneasy, know that it's because of the beliefs that you're holding about yourself, not that you're going to fail. Coco, does that make sense? Jen Marie, thanks again for my little unicorn friend. He's really one of my favorites. Coco, can I pull you a shadow card? Would that be okay? So don't forget, couple things. The Patreon, if you are someone who would like to start taking classes, be a part of guided meditations, mediumship circles, and more, come hang out with us on Patreon. The Patreon tiers have also been updated too, so make sure you look through the benefits of each tier and see what works for you. Friendly reminder that if you are looking at the Patreon membership through the App Store, it will add on the App Store fee. So go through a web browser. Ember is $19.99 a month. Healer's Hearth is $55 a month. In Soul Sanctuary is $111 a month. It includes your soul design report. It also includes a private session and more. So feel free to check those out. Coco, thanks for the star map. All right, let's see. Oh, that's the wrong deck. Sorry, Coco, hold on. Like, that is not a shadow deck. All right, let's see. And yes, there are plenty of spots for the Lionsgate attunement on Saturday. It is $22 if you would like to sign up. You'll find it in the private booking link under group classes. So Coco, this is the awareness card. It's discernment and observance. Let's see. Hi, Mike. I see you down there. It's time to become aware of the energy in your immediate environment and move away from heavier or denser energies. The moment for contemplation and much needed quiet is now. It's not a good idea to divide your energy thinly, especially if you've been experiencing heavier or denser energy. If you're experiencing depletion, acknowledge how it feels and then turn your attention to things that might restore and energize your soul. You must quit diverting your attention from what is best for you in order to allow yourself to heal naturally. So take some well-deserved time off to recharge. Coco, thanks for letting me pull that for you, my friend. It's always an honor and a privilege when you guys allow me in your space. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget, if you are someone who's looking to start opening your gifts, you want to start understanding the patterns and the cycles in which you hang out in, feel free to come hang out for a shadow alchemy session. Or if you're someone who's like, Molly, I want to connect to my spirit guide. I want to learn how to do this. I want to learn how to do that. We can. Just hit me up for a tutoring session. I would be more than happy to help you with whatever it is. One thing I will tell you, as someone who does classes on a regular basis, it is much more difficult in your head than what it actually is to put it into practice. I promise that you have the capacity to do all of these things. We just have to get you out of here. Thanks for the level up sparks, Coco. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. Is there anyone who hasn't had an oracle card yet who would like one? I would be more than happy to pull it for you if you would. Monday was movie night. We watched We Have a Ghost. So next Monday is our next movie night. I am unsure of what that movie will be, so stay tuned. You got it, Rebecca. Let's see. What do we got for Rebecca today? Rebecca. Oh my gosh, we should do cone heads. Sultry, you got it. I'm down. If I can find cone heads, we'll do it. Rebecca, this is the letting go card. So what this feels like is that there are certain identities, perspectives, and structures that have worked for you in the past, but they're not working for who you are right now. And I think you're starting to see that and starting to move through some of those aspects that no longer serve you. So just know it's okay to change and evolve. That's literally what we're here to do. Even if other people guilt you over it, you know what I mean? Did you redecorate by chance, ma'am? All right, Sultry, let's see. Say hi, thanks for the unicorns. What is that? Why does it have a voice note? Does anyone else see that voice note? I've never seen that. What is that? Oh, are you there changes that you're good with? All right, let's see. Oh, that's so strange. I didn't know that. That's cool. Kudos to you. All right. Let's see, Sultry. What do we got? No one was being the grammar police. Let's see. Sultry, let me ask you a question. Are you someone who constantly does things for other people? You're always trying to help other people. You're always on a mission to be in service to other people more than yourself. Monica's like, I'm gonna call you out on it. Hey, for the record, the book of the month is The Alchemist. So make sure that if you are a part of book club that you are reading The Alchemist. It's also an audiobook. Okay, what I want you to know is I already think that you are someone who is making these waves to start to be able to do some of that for yourself, being able to focus on yourself, not overpouring out of your own cup for other people. So make sure that you are finding time to do things for you, things that you like to do, and you don't always have to get validation for yourself by being in service to other people. Sorry, I feel like I did have a spider in here earlier. Sultry, thanks for letting me pull it for you. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. So yes, don't forget we have a book club now. Ether and Ash has a book club. This month is The Alchemist. And we're going to, towards the end of the month, do a little voice chat sesh all about it. I have not started it yet, just so everybody knows. I am being completely honest that I am in the middle of, I'm reading Priory of the Orange Tree. So as soon as I'm done with that, I will get on to The Alchemist. So I just need a couple more days. Is there anyone else who hasn't had an oracle card yet who would like one? Also, friendly reminder that if you are someone who is making the decision to start doing work on yourself, you don't know where to start, you are sick of the same patterns repeating, you're sick of the same cycles, you're sick of getting in your own way, come hang out for a shadow alchemy session and we'll get down to the nitty-gritty of what's prevalent in your energy and how we can move past it, integrate it, and incorporate it to make it work for you. Tomorrow is Thursday. I may potentially bring back past life readings only on Thursdays. I know people like them. That's fair, Monica. That's fair. So tomorrow we may do that. I'm also going to try to go back to 2 lives a day, Thursdays and Fridays. So bear with me. I'm also trying to bring back a super fan live stream. I'm just not sure when it would be. So stay tuned on the super fan live stream. Is there anyone who hasn't had an oracle card yet? Also, is there anyone who has questions for me? I also feel the need to ask this question. Is there anyone in here who is like really new to this and is still a little skeptical, maybe a lot skeptical, so you're just kind of like hanging in the weeds? Because if there's anything I could answer for you, questions you may have or any of those things, I would be more than happy to chat about it. Got you, Sultry. Gotcha. Do you have questions for me? Is there anything that you're like curious about? What you got? Marie, thank you for the repost. Thank you guys for the shares, the likes, and the repost. It really helps, especially with the way TikTok has changed. Don't forget that if you're someone who gets a reading on live stream, I upload the live streams to YouTube so you can go back and watch your reading over again if you would like to. You can go look at other readings. Within the Discord, there's a whole tier about past readings where people talk about their experiences. Whatever it may be that you are looking for answers for, I try to have a place for the answer. Erin, thanks for the heart me. And if there's anyone who hasn't had an oracle card yet today and you would like one, please let me know and I would be more than happy to pull it for you. And don't forget that the Shadow Work Journal for August came out. Untamed Ether mini-series came out yesterday. The new chakra for the week came out on Monday. We did our shadow of the week on Monday as well. So tons of things going on over in the Patreon. If you are someone looking to really learn and start understanding yourself in some topics at a fundamental level. You got it, Erin. Let's see. What do we got? Hello. The home card. In regards to what? Interesting. Is there something from your past that you are like, not even your past, but a foundation of yourself that has been like trying to let go? Something's trying to be moved on from, but it feels like a constant fight. Now I got some jam. I don't know what song this is. It's just like like a blues beat or something. I feel like I should turn some blues on. I don't listen to blues music. Okay, so as far as the few things go, what I will tell you is there is a part of this where it's either you're being, by Monica, or you're either being understandable. This feels more like letting go of a part of something, because it speaks to the battle card, speaks about victimization, whether it's being victimized or self-victimization. And a lot of the times there's letting go of that. Yeah. So it really feels like there's some inner work that's happening around your core foundation of who you are. And it feels like you are starting to really look at it and change the way it affects you and the way that you feel about it. And the other thing that I'm going to say is it feels like this is something that is a part of your story, but it doesn't dictate your story. So that makes a ton of sense. Shadow work is definitely hard. And so I also hope you know that you are worthy of going through the work to get out on the other side, Erin. So kudos to you for doing that work, because it is not easy by any means necessary. Not easy at all. I hope everyone's having a beautiful Wednesday. Don't forget that the Lionsgate attunement is on Saturday. If you would like to sign up, you're welcome. It's $22 a spot. The mini-series came out in the Patreon this week, the new Shadow Work Journal. There's a bunch of new stuff out in the Patreon this week. Today was also the weekly energy update, where we talk a lot about, Sultry, thanks for the follow, where we talked a lot about how people are feeling, because I feel like I'm working with two groups of people. I'm working with people who are finally feeling like they're coming out of a rut and they're starting to make changes, and then I have the people who are in the rut still. And it's so funny because the way like spirit shows it to me is this. Okay, it's like I got a whole group of people in a crater, okay, and there is a way out. Like, there is a hole at the edge of this crater. Like, there is a way. But what they show me is like some people are like doing an archaeological dig on the left side of the crater. Some people are like examining what's on the walls of the crater. Some other person's like digging a hole in the crater. And then there are other people who are just trying to find their way out of the crater. And what I think is interesting is it's not that there is a wrong way to do this, but it is that everybody's journey is different. And sometimes we need to spend more time in certain places getting certain perspectives of other things, right? To be able to learn and pull that into fruition. I know for me, my dad, my whole life, used to always tell me like, you really always take the path less traveled. You always got to do things the hard way. And it's what it is it's just how I learn. It's the experiences that I have. I would rather take the path less traveled that works for me versus take the main pipeline that may not work for me, even though it worked for 100 other people. So this is the other reason too, that when I try to tell you guys how to start doing this work for yourself, it is about making it your own. So when I teach classes, right, when I do one-on-one stuff with people, it's about learning what works for you. I will deliver you the information at a general foundational level, and then you are to take that and build on it and make it your own, right? That is what the whole goal is. It's one of the reasons I don't mentor people. Okay, then there's a whole other story behind that, but I don't mentor people. I have no problem teaching what has been shown and taught to me and helping you change your perspective and look at things differently and make work for you. But I am never going to mentor somebody in what I do, because you're not me. You're not. I would be more than happy to tell you how to do it for yourself, but I am not trying to create another version of myself. Therefore, I will not mentor you to be one. So this is why I offer tutoring sessions. Erin, thanks for the unicorn. This is why I offer tutoring sessions, because it's a place for you to come and say, Molly, I haven't been able to connect with my spirit guide. Okay, and this happens, right? I have people who say, I'm not able to connect to my spirit guide. My spirit guide doesn't want to talk to me. And so I'll look at the person and say, okay, do you want to make the connection? And they look at me and they're like, yeah, right. Well, by the end of the hour session, they're crying because we made the connection that they felt they couldn't make, and they didn't believe me when we said we were going to make the connection, and now look. So the reason that I do this is because it is so much easier. You just need to get out of your head. The way that you have built up these brick walls and all this stuff about the way it should be, the way it's supposed to be, all these things, it's not it. That's what stops you from accessing it. So if you're someone who's like, I want to start doing mediumship. I want to make the connection to my guides. I want to start doing energy work. Not only do I have classes that are pre-recorded on the Patreon that you can go do whenever you want, but I also offer live classes on a regular basis and one-on-one stuff. And some people prefer one-on-one because they're nervous, and I get that, but that's also something for us to work through with shadow work. Because if you are someone who really wants to learn this and you want to start doing it for other people, you got to get over the fear of how people are going to perceive you. And that is, hello there. What, I'm going to change the way I was going to respond. It's nice to meet you. My name's Molly. I'm helping people bridge the gap between spiritual connection and genuine human connection. So if you want to come hang out and talk about energy work, mediumship, connecting to yourself, that's what we're doing here. So that is what this is all about. It is great to be able to talk to our lost loved ones. It is great to be able to connect to our spirit guides and astral travel and do all these things. But the key to being able to accessing those things is being able to learn and have a relationship with yourself. And it's not a time to spiritually bypass it, which I also see people do. I can't tell you how many readers are reading for people who don't have a relationship with their guides. They don't have a relationship with themselves. And how are you going to fundamentally give someone guidance when you can't do it for yourself? It's the same way when I see people doing energy work who are still, please no one get mad at me, but it's the same way when I see people who are doing energy work who are still constantly stuck to a nicotine vape, or they're constantly stuck to a caffeine bottle, or they're constantly having to do all these things to regulate themselves. If you were doing the work, you would not need that. And again, everyone has their own journey. This is not shade, but there are different levels to the journey. And so it comes kind of to me with the same ideology of, I wouldn't take advice from a doctor who weighs 400 pounds. I just wouldn't do it. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't. So be cautious in using your discernment, not only for who you work with, but yourself, right? I want you guys to truly ask yourself, like, if someone comes to you and they're specifically asking you for guidance, right? But if it's something you don't even understand because you're stuck in that situation, then do not give them guidance because you don't know what to do, right? You don't know how to talk about it, how to integrate it. You don't know how to guide through it because you haven't ever done it. So when I say that people spiritually bypass, that's what I mean. Instead of doing readings for other people, go do your own shadow work. Instead of doing this for someone else, instead of trying to fix your own validation wound through other people, you have to do the work for yourself. There you go, Erin. Sometimes we come and go from it. I've been connected since I was a kid. I've seen dead people since I was a little kid, and then life happened. No one believed me. I would tell people things. No one believed it. Overactive imagination. And then not only did I go to Catholic school, so that got squashed pretty quick, but then, high school got crazy and then I became a drug addict. And while spirit continually showed up for me in my drug addiction, I didn't feel connected. Spirit is what got me sober in the first place. It was another medium that made the connection that it was time to get sober. I didn't pay for that reading, nothing. That was all the universe, 100%. And I know I've shared this on the podcast, but I have no problem sharing with you that the day that I decided to get sober, I looked up and I said, I don't know what to do. I said, people are relying on me. I have a job. I have this, that, and the other thing, but I have to go get sober. Like, I have to go. And I just remember saying, like, I don't want anyone to be mad at me, but like, I have to go. And I will tell you, within 5 minutes of me making that declaration, a medium that I worked with years prior messaged me out of the blue on Facebook. Out of the blue. And when she messaged me, I responded to her and said, "You're kidding." I was like, "You have to know. There's no way you don't know." And basically, all she said to me is, "I'm supposed to tell you in like basically fuck them and do what you need to do for yourself." And I did. And she helped get me into a detox that day. So when I promise you that you are always connected, even when you feel you are not, you are. And more than likely, in the moments where you feel the most disconnected is where you're actually connected the most. So I hope you know, just because of what you get by your information, right? It doesn't mean that you're broken. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. I've been sober going on 9 years now. In February, I'll have been sober for 9 years. Okay? And with that, I didn't start making my connection back to spirit until 4 or 5 years into my sobriety. I didn't. It was like all of a sudden, they just kind of came to me and was like, "Hey, we're going to do this again." And I felt ready to connect. I felt ready to open myself up. And listen, when I started reconnecting into my spirit guides, okay, it wasn't like the world just opened. You know what I mean? It's not like the world was like, "Oh, come back." It was like, "Oh man, I haven't used this muscle and I don't know how long." Thanks, Simone, you too. I don't know how long, but I have to rework this muscle and reuse this muscle. You know, and I tell this to people who are just trying to connect to their spirit guides for the first time. When I went to reconnect to my spirit guides, I remember I made a pact for like a week, okay? So what I did is I got off of work at 4 o'clock every day back then. And so what I would do is I would clear off my desk because I work from home, and I would get out my notebook and I would get out my tarot cards and I would pull tarot cards for the day. I would write them down. I would write down 3 things I was grateful for. And then I would sit and I would try to connect to my guides. I set no expectation at all. I was just like, whatever needs to come through, we'll let it come through. And the very first day I did this, thought I was going to throw up everywhere. And I was like, what the? So then I was like, you know what? It's fine. Like, we'll just keep trying. The next day, I went to go connect to my guides, thought I was going to puke everywhere. And I was like, what in the is happening? And I kept thinking that I was doing something wrong. Okay, like, I'm like, what is this? Why is this happening? And it wasn't until day 7 of me continuing to do this that all of the sudden, one of my guides stepped forward and I was able to tell you, like, not exactly a whole lot about who they were, but I could energetically tell you a lot about them. I could tell you it was a male. I could tell you it was an authoritative male, not in a bad way, but in a very, like, stern and guidance type of way. In their presence elicited respect. That's the only other thing I know what to say. And I just remember going, whoa. And I remember being so excited. I ran downstairs to my skeptical ass ex-boyfriend and I was like, I just talked to my spirit guide. I can't believe. And he was like, yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. And from that day on is when I stopped talking about it. But I kept doing it, okay? I kept doing it. And lo and behold, that nausea after 2 or 3 weeks subsided. And so I learned eventually, the more that I kept doing this work, is because I was stuck in all of this like fear and all of this other shit. And because of that, my frequency was basically in the toilet. Okay, because I had all this shadow work to work through. And so our lost loved ones vibrate like up here and our spirit guides are up here. So can you imagine if you are like down here in your human emotions, and your guide who's trying to talk to you is up here, this is what your belly's doing. You ready? Sick. Sickness. You will get sick. So it's not that you are doing anything wrong. Misty, you're welcome. It's not that you are doing anything wrong. It is that you are naturally building that muscle, being more like accepting of it within your auric field. You're more receptive to the connection, right? Now when my spirit guides come in, I know which one it is by the way they feel. I know which one it is by where their presence is in my body. I know which one it is by what they have to say to me. I also do this with dead people, right? I was redoing all my plants yesterday. And I was talking to Dinky while I was doing all my plants. And all of a sudden, I started singing The Lion King out of nowhere. And she just goes, "Do you need to watch The Lion King?" And I said, "Nope, it's just my dad." Because that is one of the ways that my dad will come through, is he will sing me Disney songs. I will get Disney songs in my head. So I know that my dad is in my space when I'm getting random Disney songs, right? Here you go on Goosebump Island. So the more that we are able to pay attention and be present, we are able to start to understand how things feel, how we receive information, and who is who, not by their name, okay? So many people get hung up on, what's my spirit guide's name? What's my spirit guide's name? They're going to make up a name for you. I just want you to know that. Half of them, more than half of them, predate spoken word, okay? They predate that. You have to remember that language is a human construct that we created. So you have other beings, you're asking them their name. They have no clue what you're talking about because they understand each other energetically, right? They don't identify by what their name is. They identify by energy signature. So one of the things that I tell people all the time is, please don't get hung up on the name. I promise you'll get one day. But do not do that thing where you can't work with them unless they give you a name. Just go with it. Do the work, and I promise that piece will come to it. But then you also have to be smart about looking in depth to what the name is. So I will tell you that the first time I ever got a name from my spirit guide, I was 16 years old and I didn't believe her. I was laying in my bed and I just remember going like, "Hey, can you tell me what your name is?" And she was like, "Samantha." And I was like, what? You're supposed to have some like fancy, mystical, like fancy name, and all you give me is Samantha? I was like, that doesn't make any sense. So I wrote it off. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I just made that up. Like, pretty sure I don't know where that came from. Well, wouldn't you know that like years later, when I looked up what the name Samantha means, it literally means God's listener or God has heard. That is the literal translation of the name. So this is why I also say that the name isn't where you should be putting the stock in as much. You will be surprised at more of the messages that you get when you are able to sit with them and be present with them. I also will tell you that I was someone who was hung up on names for a while, and one of my guides said something extremely profound to me that I wrote down and I will now share with anybody who asks me. And let me find it. Hold on. You think I would have this quote remembered by now, but I always seem to somehow screw it up. And two, if you are someone who's practicing on receiving things, get a notebook and put a tab down for things that they tell you. That way you can just write it down whenever the thought comes to you, because you will forget it. It's like when people ask me if I remember a reading that I did for them, it's usually no. Get it, girl. Thanks for helping us tear up. So I will tell you that 9 times out of 10, in my experience, most of our, congratulations, Nicole, congratulations. It is a process, and especially when we are someone who is like recovering and we're dealing with all this other stuff, we have all these things in our head that block us from it. And so one of the things that I always like to tell people too is people want to talk about, like, you have to open your third eye. You have to open your third eye. You can open your third eye all you want. If you are struggling with receiving blocks, okay? And what I mean by that is you struggle to receive love, you struggle to receive support, you struggle to receive compliments, you struggle to receive kindness, you struggle to receive money. These are all the things that are actually getting in the way of you receiving the information. It is not your third eye. Your third eye could be wide open like a lighthouse. But if you have all these blocks on your left side, it's not going to matter because it won't get up to there. So going back to the spirit guide question, I have not ever seen a spirit guide who is a lost loved one. In Strictly, yes, I do. In Strictly, the reason is because if you know a person in this physical life, they are still going through their own lessons of learning, right? Their own soul cycles, their own time to learn and their own lessons. Therefore, they are not suited to be a spirit guide. All pretty much of the spirit guides I have ever interacted with are souls who have gone through multiple human incarnations, and they are now in this place of, I don't want to use the word ascended, I try to be very careful with buzzwords, but they are now in this learned place where they can now be of service because they have had multiple lifetimes. They know what it's like. If you have a loved one who is still going through that, it puts them in a weird place. So I will also give you this from an experience that I had is when my father passed, okay? I knew my father passed the second he passed, but I didn't know. Because the second he passed, I got automatically nauseous. And I was nauseous for 2-3 days until someone finally decided to have the balls to pick up the phone and tell anybody anything. And when he passed, I had a real hard time connecting to him, real hard for a couple months. And the reason is because there was a lot of emotions and stuff to do with that passing. But as time went on, I even had a session with another reader about this. My dad did not want to even help me in that way because of all of the stuff that I already had going on. I already had spirit guides. I already had been working with them while he was alive. You know, it was something that I hid from him from a very long time. And so when he passed and he got to the other side and was like, oh my God, he's like, I can talk to you. You can talk to me. And I was like, yep. And so then what happened is he would constantly step out of the way because he didn't want to overstep his bounds. He didn't want to get in the way of my spirit guides. And so what I ended up doing is I gave him a job that still involved him as a part of my spirit team, but it took that pressure off of him to guide, right? So in turn, you can still use your lost loved ones within your spirit team, but they are not usually seen as a guide. If anything, my family members come through to give me information about other people more than guidance. They tell on people all the time. And it's even weirder because I am no contact with my family, which means I don't want to know, okay? I don't. Like 6 months ago, they came to tell me about something that someone did with their house. And I was like, okay, thank you for that information. Did we need that? No. They come to tell me when people in my family are having medical issues. You know, they come to tell me all these things, but they don't usually come through in a guidance way. Don't get me wrong. My dad has definitely given me a couple of pep talks, but if I really need a kick in the ass or if I really need some direction, he is not who I go to. I wouldn't go to any of my family members, to be very honest. I go up to my guides. This is why I also feel like building a relationship with your guides is extremely important. And so This is why when I'm working with people one-on-one to make those connections, you have to go through that uncomfortable conversation of like, I might not be able to hear you, but I know you can hear me. And you just build that relationship. I describe it as they speak Spanish and you don't. And you're going to keep learning. Misty, thanks for the hat and the mustache. What's your question? And Erin, I promise you, she is with him all the time. All the time. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Shoot. I also didn't drink water. I was just informed. Sorry. Let's see, Misty. Can I ask you a really weird question? Thank you, Erin. So this is the professional card, which tells me that, is this something that you've started to like do as a job, like have tried to like take on as a career and a path with that? The way I like to say it is that your spirit guides speak Spanish and you don't. And so you're going to have to keep communicating with them and learning Spanish the hard way, which is listening to them. And eventually you'll start to learn what words mean. That's the best way I can describe it. And I will tell you that there are some days where my guides will come through. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know. I'm so confused. And you'll just have to recoup and go back. But also, friendly reminder that sometimes your spirit guides will give you information that isn't for the moment. I know that they told me so I had a completely different career before I started this business. And a year into that, they were like, you're at a crossroads. And I was like, what do you mean? I just didn't know it. It came a year later. Misty, the reason that I ask you this is because it feels like there is a place of, did this start with a place of wanting to help people and like wanting to really help people connect to themselves? The only thing, and so I will not tell anybody to do any or not do anything either way, because that is not what I'm here for. I'm simply here to guide and give perspective, right? What I will tell you is what it feels like to me is that there is some inner work that you are still working through that may be making you doubt yourself or feel that way. And so the more that you work on, and it also feels like there's a little bit of a fear of being perceived by people. Is there something to that, like perception and judgment? So when we do this work for other people, one of the biggest things of shadows that we have to uncover is the way people perceive us. Because unfortunately, you will become the villain to some people, and you have got to be okay with that. Not every message that is delivered is what someone wants to hear. It's what they need to hear. And we have to be willing to deliver that message, even if that person may not like it, and even if they may perceive us as the problem. So I don't think you're doing anything wrong. I think you're just uncovering more work to do for yourself while you're doing them. Does that make sense? So I do want to give you a friendly reminder real quick. If you are someone who is new to this, you're starting to start your journey, you're in the middle of your journey, you've been doing it for a long time, but there's certain things you want to explore and work on, please feel free to come hang out with us. We have a Discord community with over 100 people who are learning and growing together. We do classes in the Discord, we do craft night in the Discord, we do movie night in the Discord. I also have a Patreon. This Patreon has over 20 pre-recorded classes, from mediumship to energy work to protection work to so many things. You will find all of those over there. There's also meditations, energy sessions, so much more. There is also a tier in the Patreon if you are someone who is doing this work yourself. You want to start growing more. You want to start learning certain things. Soul Sanctuary involves a private session every month to really kind of help build that foundation for you. I also do Shadow Alchemy sessions and tutoring sessions one-on-one. And the Shadow Alchemy sessions are really for people who are looking to get out of their way. They're looking to understand what their patterns and blocks are and how to move past them and integrate them. My favorite thing about Shadow Alchemy sessions is it's not me doing the work for you. It is me walking along the work with you and allowing you to do the work and understand how to do it. And then in turn, you will be able to keep doing it moving forward. Let's see what your shadow is. Thanks for the corgi. Those things are always pretty cute, I must say. And then also do not forget the Lionsgate event is on Saturday. It is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is $22 a person. We're going to be doing some meditation, some breath work, and my guides are going to be stepping forward to do alignments and attunements for everybody there, depending on what you're working on. So if you are someone who's always wanted to do the full attunement session with me, this is a way to do it without having to do the whole big private session. This is just a smaller version of it. Misty, thanks for being the title gifter. Let's see what the shadow is for the day. Also, later on this month, I am going to be doing another Energy Basic Foundation class. It'll be $22. It'll be live in the Discord. So if you are someone who's been looking for a live version of that, it is coming this month. Misty, this is the preservation card. Setting boundaries and letting go. Let's see. Drawing this card can serve as a reminder to practice setting boundaries and can also convey the idea that change can only come about if you make the decision to do it. You're starting to understand that not everyone is worthy of your time and energy, and not everyone can be included in your life or helped because it is not your responsibility to fulfill that obligation. Unfortunately, when given the chance, certain people will steal your energy. You will suffer from them, and your life will become less positive as a result. Do not let these individuals profit from your sympathetic disposition. Setting healthy boundaries and being careful not to give too much of yourself away are all that is required, even if it means cutting off contact with some people or completely ending relationships. This is a message of support to help you release people or situations and let you know that you have the right to decide which energy you accept and which one you reject. Affirmations of your value and self-preservation can be necessary during this time. You deserve to live the life you love and the aspirations you have, so quit attempting to be someone else's savior. Work first and foremost on saving yourself, since some individuals don't want to be saved. Create the life you want to live and surround yourself with positive individuals rather than those who are continually taking your energy away. Misty, that was fabulous. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. Also, if there's anyone who hasn't had their oracle card yet for the day, please let me know and I would be more than happy to pull it for you if you would like one. Wow. Okay. You didn't see that. You're so welcome. Also, I didn't ever get my quote. I just realized that. So hold on. Hold on. Now I got that song, Stand By Me. Hi, Brittany. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull it for you. Stand by me. I don't know where that came from, but all right. Let's see. Spirit Radio. Okay. This is what my spirit guide had to say. The oracles of the day, I use the Akasha record, and I usually just do one pull to see what the energy is around you, if you would like me to pull one for you. So around asking your spirit guides their names and needing to know their name in order to build a relationship, I'm going to tell you exactly what my spirit guide said to me, and this was 2 years ago now. Names are ways of knowing a being, but are not the being. Okay. Names are ways of knowing the being, but are not the being. And just remember that, especially in the English language, we could specifically call, what did this happen the other day? Sultry. Do you know how many definitions the word sultry has? So in turn, that is why I think it is so prevalent of, it is not the way to know everything. Okay, let's see what Misty's oracle is for the day. Let's see what we got. I also want to tell you too that if you're new to this, whether it's guided meditations, connecting to your guides, whatever, I have a free meditation between YouTube and Patreon that people really like. It is connecting you to your spirit guides, your soul family, and your ancestors. You can do it whenever you want, so feel free to try that, especially if you're someone who feels that you've been struggling on the connection piece. That's really interesting. Have you been, Misty, have you been dealing with health issues? Like chronic health stuff? Okay, so all I'm going to say is that the health, perseverance, and the lie card came out. So, usually the way that this is for me is that there is some kind of health issue that is continuing to be perpetuated, and there is something that we may not be honest with ourselves about. So this could also be energetically, our health is part of our energy. So feel free to sit and maybe do some shadow work around, what am I not looking at, or what have I been missing that I've been pushing through. I hope that was helpful. Okay, so I would like to remind you that I don't do any of that stuff. So all I will tell you is you take however that feels for you and use your discernment. But I do not do any of the medical stuff, none of that. There is way too much liability in that for me. So I will tell you to use your discernment, integrate how it feels, and then make your best decision based off of that. 100% how I would suggest that to go. Is there anyone who hasn't had a card yet, or is there anyone who has questions for me? And friendly reminder that the Lionsgate portal event is on Saturday, and it's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you would like to sign up. You are so welcome. So welcome. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. Oh, God. Oh. Notebook down. Notebook down. Amy, do you want an oracle card? I'd be happy to pull one for you if you would like one. Sorry, as all my notebooks are like flying all over the place. What are you giving me the hairy eyeball for? What's wrong with your head? Let's see. Yes, Brittany. Thank you, thank you. Let's see. Amy, I'm going to come to you right after Brittany. Let's see. Got you, Amy. Let's see. What do we have for Brittany today? Brittany, I don't know if there's something you're doubting yourself about, but this is the doubt card with the Savior card. So I'm not sure if you're doubting that there is help that you can do for someone, or if you're doubting that there is help for you. But I feel the need to tell you that a lot of the answers you're looking for are in here, as long as you start to build that presence to being able to listen to them. And don't be afraid to ask other people's opinions about it. Like if you need to use people as a sounding board to work through some of that doubt that you have, feel free to do that, because it's very easy to get stuck in our own head. Okay. Let's see. Amy, can I come over into your energy, pretty please? Get that, Brittany. 100%. I'm sending you all the love, my friend. It's hard. Especially big transitions are hard, too. All right, Amy, let's see. Okay, the first things I notice is this. Your root chakra is lit up, but it's not like high enough for me to feel really restless and impatient, but it feels like there are some like fears and specifically some like deep-seated beliefs held about some things that have happened in the past that may continue to come up and block the way that you see the future. The other thing too is I wouldn't be surprised if you're someone who deals with intermittent headaches, especially like that lurk here and kind of sometimes maybe move side to side, but it's not something you can get rid of with like a Tylenol. And I'm going with that you are more energetically sensitive and inclined than you think you are, and some energetic hygiene could help with those headaches if that's something you're experiencing. The next thing that I notice is your solar plexus. And this is where we hold a lot of beliefs about ourselves, what our self-worth is, our confidence, and the way in which we see ourselves is the way in which we see the world. So sometimes if we're stuck in like old habits in ways that we look at ourselves here, it can also come up to here, right? So what I would do is I would find a way to start building in a daily practice of kind of taking your power back, reminding yourself how valued you are and that you are worthy and confident of moving forward and having a future that aligns with what you want it to. So I hope that was helpful. Also too, that if you deal with like anxiety, belly, and digestive issues, it usually deals with that solar plexus area too. Oh, I hope that was helpful. Thanks for letting me come visit. What's everybody doing today? What did everybody have for lunch? I had toasted raviolis for lunch. You're very welcome, Amy. Very welcome. It's already almost 3 o'clock. Oh, crapola. Time flies when I'm hanging with my homies. So, Erin, you gotta eat. Here, let me tell you something else too, okay? If you are someone who is struggling with receiving, the other thing is that you can also struggle with being safe in your body. So this is something that I talk about a lot in private sessions. So I'm going to give you like a little tidbit here because it gets a little too graphic to go into detail. If you are someone who holds back your sneezes, you're telling your body it's not safe to sneeze. If you are someone who won't go to the bathroom when you need to go to the bathroom, you're reinforcing to your body that it isn't safe and that it can't be taken care of in the moment. So when you're also someone who forgets to eat, you don't eat, you're too busy to eat, these are also another way that we reinforce to our body that we're in survival mode. So if you are someone who is trying to connect to your guides, you are trying to connect to your lost loved ones, one of the other ways to start with that is making sure that you're safe in your body. And that is by reminding your body that it is safe to exist, which means sneeze if you need to sneeze, cough if you need to cough, go to the bathroom. And I am someone who is I still deal with that. I will have to go to the bathroom sometimes and I'm like, I don't want to get up. I don't. But then I have to remind myself that I am subconsciously telling my body we're not safe. We can't go do what we need to do. We can't take care of our needs. So if you are dealing with that, start looking into it too, because I promise you'll be very surprised to see how that works out. Jen, the Chobani Creation Cups have been what I've been on lately because they've been on sale 4 for $5. So I've been doing the apple pie one, which is my favorite. But I haven't done the flips yet. I did try the Chobani no sugar the other day. Horrific. I don't know who did that. Hold on, I have one. This is a creation cup. Jack cleaned it in case you can't tell. This is the caramel one. I do the apple one too, but that's what I do when I want a sweet treat, but I don't want the calories. That's what I do. I get that, Erin. 100%. I am someone who also lived and breathed survival mode for a very long time. And being able to unprogram that and become more safe in my body was one of the best things that I ever did for myself, and I didn't think it would ever be possible. I promise it is. Promise. You should. I don't like the tiramisu one. I also am not a very cherry cheesecake fan, but the blueberry lemon's all right. But my favorite is definitely the apple pie one. The apple pie one, faux show. I looked at the flips the other day. You're going to laugh at me. I looked at the flips the other day, but it was the calories that got me. It was the calories that got me. That's why I went to the creations, because it wasn't as calorie dense. That was one of the only reasons. But I will try a flip. I will have to try one. What's your favorite kind of flip? Girl, don't. I don't want to. I am not that person for anybody but myself. I just used to have no filter with food. I don't know what else to say. I used to just eat to eat, frankly. And that is why I am just so cognizant now of what I eat. I don't try to give anyone else a complex, but like, that is why, because hello, the proof is in the pudding, okay? Do you see this? You don't get that way because you read the calories on the back. I used to go to a farm stand that did homemade yogurt, and I loved it. And I learned how to make homemade yogurt, but it's a 24-hour process. That's the only reason that I haven't made homemade yogurt lately. It is a 24-hour process. That's all. Okay, I'll have to try some. Next time I go to Walmart, because Walmart seems to have all the flips. Walmart even sells the big box of flips. So I'll have to try them, Jen Marie, and we'll report back. I will report back. Also, actually, hi ABC, I do have to do this real quick. Is there anyone in here who likes diamond art? Because I got a diamond art off of the TikTok shop 2 weeks ago that I'm still working on. And TikTok really would like me to show it to you. And I didn't want to show it because it's not done yet. But if you're someone who likes diamond art, I will show it to you in case you're interested and you want to grab one. And it came pretty quick. I ordered it off the TikTok shop and it got here in like a week. I made a sweet treat that was sugar-free Jell-O pudding mix, Greek yogurt, and then I put a serving size of thin Oreos is 5 Oreos. And so then I would put 5. I don't like it though. If anything, I kind of want to do one of those Pearl Halloween ones. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you guys seen those? Here, hold on. Let me show you my dragon. Don't make fun of him. He's not done yet. It's been a process, guys. It really has been. Okay. Here's my dragon. Again, he's not done yet. But, oh God, can you see him? I'm really excited for when he is done. And this was the kit that I got off of the TikTok shop. And I will tell you that I really like it. Like, I'm a real big fan of this one. A big fan. Ooh. Oh. It's been really fun. It's a project, I will tell you, for sure. But it's been fun. That's the only diamond art I've ever bought off the TikTok shop. And I only did it because I saw a lady on live stream working on that one. And I was like, I don't know what that is, but I need that. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. Is there anyone who hasn't had their Oracle card yet today who would like one? I would be more than happy to pull it for you. Friendly reminder of a couple things too. The Lionsgate portal event is on Saturday. It is $22 a person. If you would like to sign up, it is live in the Discord, and the sign up is on the private booking link under group classes. 2, lots of things came out on the Patreon this week. The Shadow Work Journal, an Ether mini series, a bunch of things have come out over there. Also, the Patreon tiers have been graded. So if you are somebody who is a part of Soul Sanctuary, you now get a half-hour private session every month to focus on what you've been working on. So please make sure, if you are a Soul Sanctuary peep, that you get me 3 times and dates that work for you for your session, and I will get back to you. I also feel the need to tell you guys about the Ether Blueprint reports. So if you are new to this, if you have been like debating tipping your toe into this, I have an intuitive blueprint report, and it is $33. It's in the private booking link. And what the intention of this is it's to tell you what of your gifts are open and active for you now, how they show up in your daily life, what are some blocks that get in the way of it, and then what are some things you can do to start growing. So this is what the blueprints look like. I got to do some privacy, so I'm not going to show you the top, but this is what the blueprints look like. They give you a ton of information. Essentially, I do the reading, and then I put all of my notes into a really pretty PDF for you. So it's a way to get a reading without doing a full private reading, and it's a way to like dip your toe into the water. So if you are someone who does an intuitive blueprint report, just know whatever time you book the appointment for is around the time, careful, is around the time that it shows up in your email. Girl, I'll be here anytime you want. Anytime you won't. And then also don't forget, if you are someone who has joined Soul Sanctuary, you get your soul design report in the first week, which is a mix of your human design and your soul contracts. It's a 7-page report with so much information. The other reason that I do it too is because if I'm working with you one-on-one in Soul Sanctuary, it helps me understand the way to work with you and some of the things that you need and some of the cycles that you're going through. Don't listen to Noah. He's a little liar. He's a little liar. He ain't paying nothing but his own bills, and he probably don't even pay those. Anyway, if I get in trouble for that, I'm going to be mad. Ugh. So, tomorrow is Thursday. I'm going to try to do 2 live streams tomorrow. So earlier in the day and then one later on in the evening. We might even do some past life stuff because it technically is Throwback Thursday. And then Friday, I'm hoping to do 2 a day as well, and see if we can do some spirit-led mediumship. Friendly reminder, if you are someone who is really looking for like to be a part of more mediumship stuff, we do 2 mediumship circles a month over in the Patreon. So feel free to come hang out with us for that. And if you are someone who is a member of Ember, you still have access to those. Ooh. Okay. Oh, Jen Marie, thank you for the unicorn, the ethereal bard. I love that name. Okay, I do think I might run away because Jack is giving me the hairy eyeball. Of course, now he lays down. So we're probably going to get up and go outside. I do want to remind you that next Monday is the next movie night. Come hang out with us in the Discord. It's free. You'll find a bunch of information, all the things. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube in the good old blue application that starts with an F and ends with B. Make sure you come hang out with us over there too. It really helps push the numbers as I really want to keep building our community, so hopefully we can get our brick and mortar sooner than later, and really start building that space for people to come learn and grow and then get back to their lives in whatever way they see fit. So don't forget, Lionsgate event Saturday. I'll be back on here tomorrow. What else? Oh, I have a super secret surprise that I'm working on. I don't want to tell you because I really want it to be a surprise, and if you know me, you know how hard that is for me. I'm hoping, to have it done at the end of the week, and it will then be available for people. I'm really proud of it. I'm really excited about it. I'm excited. I can't. I mean, I could. I theoretically could. Erin, thanks for hanging out with me. Come hang out anytime. I really try to go live every day. There are definitely days I don't because I have more private sessions, but I try to go live as often as I can. And I'm also in the Patreon every single day, usually, if you want to come hang out there too. Hi, Spaz. Okay, I will tell you. Okay, actually, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to show you. Hold on. I'm going to just show you. I'm going to show you. So, you're only getting to see the cover, okay? That's it. You're only getting to see the cover. And this should tell you enough. So, here is the cover of the thing. There you go. A cover of the thing. If you are someone who is looking for a monthly shadow work journal, come hang out with us in the Patreon. No baby yet. What happened to the baby? I thought the baby didn't have a choice. Didn't it get an eviction notice? I thought somebody evicted that baby. Did it decline the eviction? How does that work? Is it? Do you need to send in a team, a SWAT team, kick it out? How does that work? I thought it had an eviction date and everything. I didn't think it got to change its mind. Right? Congratulations for the new potato. Yet. It hasn't popped out yet. It's still baking. Hey, you know, it is your kid. So, you raised it. Doesn't mean you're responsible for it. Oh, thank you, Spaz. Thank you. I'm very excited to share it with everybody. I'm hoping by the end of the week I can launch it, and then people can grab it if they so choose, but it will technically be my first book ever. Crazy, right? And I told my spirit guides we weren't writing a book. Joke's on me. All right. Okay, here's the deal. I'm running away. Actually, Spaz, before I run away, do you want your card for the day? Mike, do you want your card for the day? We're about to go outside in 1 minute. You're so pushy. Pushy. Oh no. I've been here for a while. An hour and 40 minutes we've been hanging here. We've been hanging, chilling. All right, let's see. Okay, you got it. He's fine. He's used to having to wait on me anyway. All right, let's see. Let's see. What do we got for Mike today? Hello. That was a mess. There's a song in my head. Is it a Sum 41 song? Hold on a second. That's interesting. Mike, as soon as I clicked into your energy, Why Don't You Get a Job by The Offspring started playing in my head. So, take that however you want to. All right, let's see. Have you been embracing... Oh, good, I'm glad, because that's the song that's blasting through my head. Have you been embracing your feminine side and your feelings and your emotions lately? I'm not calling you out. I'm just being serious because that's what it looks like and what it feels like, and to keep doing that because it will lead you to more success. And if you are not, it might be time to connect into that a little bit. You don't always have to be the rock. It's okay to sometimes be a little squishy. Love ya. I know, that's why I didn't go further. Da-da-da. All right, let's see. What do I got for the spaz attack? Movement. Ooh, Spaz, I don't know what you've been working through. I don't know if you've been like working towards more joy, more money, more of something, more happiness, more whatever, but it's coming. It is, you are making the right move and movement towards it. So have at it. Have at it. You doing the damn thing. Get it. You got it. We've had really good cards today. Everybody's been doing pretty good on the card train, I must say. Yeah, girl. Okay, so you are so welcome. Is there anyone who has any burning desires, hanging questions, anything else? Don't forget that the Lionsgate event is on Saturday. If you would like to sign up for it, it is $22 a person. It is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time, and 10 a.m. Australia Eastern Time. I will never be able to do that again. You better write that down in the history books, that I was just able to remember all that. Seriously, that was good. Hell yeah, it was. All right. Any last burning desires, questions, thoughts, anything at all? Spaz, thanks for the heart, me. Otherwise, Jack and I are running. We're running away. Charge. And I'm going to finish catching up on Grey's Anatomy because I'm almost done. All right, love you guys. Bye. See you later. Oh, don't forget. Oh, I forgot. Okay, well then forget.